Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, so the eagle-eyed amongst you will have maybe spotted that I scheduled this for 9:45. That's because I was late in scheduling and you have to leave a 10-minute window. So I'm jumping on at the time I wanted to jump on, even though I had to schedule it for a slightly different time. Okay, my video looks a little bit jumpy today. I apologise for that. I'm not sure why. I think I need to do a reboot of my computer. Okay, so how is everybody? This is, let me find the banner, your weekly wake-up call. Yay, it's Monday again. I apologise, I missed last week. Last week I was head down, finishing off, sorting out my accounts to get off to the accountant. All the books, all the invoice, all that good stuff, all the stuff that most of us kind of wish we didn't have to do in our business. It's one of those jobs for me. So I was busy doing that and I just couldn't bring myself to stop. So morning Anna, morning Nat. Does seem a bit behind, but it's okay though. It's weird, isn't it? And yes, you're a bit jumpy. I actually had to close down my browser completely because it didn't even recognize my camera to start with. So I suspect it just needs a full reboot. I didn't want to linger and wait for that. Morning, Rachel. Lovely to see you as well. So, how is everybody? How are those Christmas sales going? How's this year been for you? Are you on the wind down now? Are you still on the ramping it up and working it as hard as you can? Where are you at? Let me know. I'd love to know. And if you've got any questions, please pop them in the chat. If there's any way I can help you, I know you need this right now. So if you've got anything, just ask. What I actually want to talk to you about today is, though, starting to think about, look at the state of my hair, is starting to think about next year. Because whilst you're in the midst of doing all of this, whilst you are busy, and I know you're busy, you still need to have an eye on what's coming next. But you need to do it in a way that doesn't stifle your creativity, in a way that lets you fly and soar. And I'm saying this, Kirsty, it's cold. I need another cuppa. Yay, just posted off an order. Love the fact you posted off an order, but it is cold. I made my cuppa. So what I wanted to talk to you about was not stifling your creativity while you're doing your planning. And I'm saying that because just this morning, I've had a realization about what I've been doing. I've actually written it down as a Facebook post. And I've got it here in front of me, and I might just read it out to you rather than trying to explain it, because I think it kind of sums it up quite well. So forgive me for reading, but I don't want to miss anything. It's not very long. But in the meantime, ask me any questions. So this morning I started listening to a podcast. It's not a podcast I've ever listened to before. I think it was Confessions of a CEO. And he was interviewing Jimmy Carr. It's not a podcast or a show that I've subscribed to. It's not related to anything at all. I didn't see it advertised anyway. Just somehow I came across it. And I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. It felt like a little bit lighthearted rather than being heavy. And it was a Monday morning while I'm getting ready. So I thought, do you know what? I'll listen to this. And 10 minutes in, I was like, oh, light bulb moment, I've got to stop. And everything stopped. And I wrote this, and hopefully you'll see why. So Jimmy Carr has said, and I paraphrased, I'm no one special. I found my purpose. I just knew I wanted better lives for everyone. And that's where I kind of had my light bulb moment, because that's what I heard. It's not exactly what he said, but it's what I heard. I've always tried to be really, really specific about my purpose, cramming everything in and all the facts. It's not what I do with my clients. It's not what I do with club members, but it's what I've been doing for myself. But when I do that, it feels forced and contrived. And I think we can do that with our planning, that we push ourselves into this position. I've already gone off what I've written. Push ourselves into the position where it feels too contrived that we don't do it. So instead, it felt like that wasn't my purpose. I've just been overcomplicating it for years. Self-sabotage, here we come. So instead, by listening to this morning and realizing how it was phrased, I went, actually, it's objective, strategy, and tactic in a very broad, relaxed sense. So if I sum it up as Jimmy's objective, better lives for everyone. Jimmy's strategy, make people laugh. Jimmy's tactics, be a comedian and do whatever it took to get him there. Okay, so it's It's really light. It's not heavy. It's not constricting. It's really broad and open. But at the same time, it's very, very clear about what it is that he does. It's super simple. Do you know what? In 2014, I think it was, I adopted the motto, keep it simple, sunshine. I think I need to bring it back, especially when I'm doing my own stuff. Now, of course, there's going to be people who love and hate him. It's the nature of his job. And he's not going to fulfill his purpose of better lives for everyone by making them laugh for everyone. Because, well, there's people that just don't like him. And that's okay, because somebody else is serving those people. I realised I also want better lives for everyone, but I've been padding it out with specifics, so it becomes something more like this is literally almost word for word something that's been on my website and may even still be on my website. I want to empower creatives to live a confident, fulfilled, and financially secure life by making more from their craft. And while it's true, it's contrived, it's forced. And I've written here, it even sounds like blah, 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 blah to me, and it's my purpose. So I'm rewriting it. And my purpose is now objective, better lives for everyone for today and for tomorrow. The tomorrow bit's really important because I think the nature of our businesses, of your businesses, is that it's creating a sustainable future. So that's why the for tomorrow is in there. My strategy is creating better businesses for tomorrow. My tactic is being a creative business mentor and a marketing strategist. That's it. That's how I'm doing it. It seems really clear, it seems really simple and doable. So my way, my thing, and I'm not reading the comments at the moment, so I'll be interested to know what you're commenting and what you're saying here. But my head has always overcomplicated it for myself. It's made it feel messy and awkward and complicated, when actually I'm suddenly feeling like, wow, there's a freedom here. There's room to move. There's room to be creative. There's room to play and have fun and do things instead of trying to fit into a really tight box. It's broadening that box, but being really clear about what you're doing in a very simple way. And I am going to bring that into Mission 2022. I'm going to make sure, because I've always done it for other people, just not been doing it for myself, because we can't see the wood for the trees when we're doing it for ourselves. So I know why I do it. But it's that realization that actually this is what I'm putting into Mission 2022. And whether you join me for Mission 2022, which is planning 2022, or you're doing it for yourself, keep it simple, keep it clear. Don't try and squash into too tight a box. Embrace what you do, the purpose of what you're doing, but think about the objective, the strategy, and the tactics. I mean, this is something that's already inside Mission 2022. That's the irony here. Oh, the irony. But knowing that, it opens up a world of opportunities instead of closing it down, which means it's not stifling my creativity or yours. Okay, and no comments on that. That's interesting. See, for me, that's a big light bulb moment this morning. It's a massive light bulb moment. It's really, really important to know it feels pivotable. Pivotable, is that a word? To me in the business. So I'm hoping that by sharing, that by you hearing that actually it's not about trying to cram everything into a mission statement. It's not about trying to be everything to everybody. It's about just being really clear. This is what I want to do. This is how I'm going to do it. And these are a little bit more the details, which is the objective, the strategy, and the tactic. Faye, hello. You're so right. It's easy to do for someone else rather than I know I love doing it for other people. It's why having a business mentor or, well, the club, the Handcrafted Business Club, is so important, because it gives you that fresh pair of eyes on what you do or whatever your place is. Now I feel like to need to hear all of that a few times over to let it sink in. So I'll sum it up again. It was a podcast. I only listened to 10 minutes of it. His words were, I'm no one special. I found my purpose. I just knew I wanted better lives for everyone. So really simple. What's that top end bit that you want to do? So I worded it that Jimmy Carr, comedian, maybe you love him, maybe you hate him, maybe you never heard him. I don't know. But his objective is better lives for everyone. His strategy is simply make people laugh. His tactic of how he's doing that, he could write books, he could do all sorts, but how he's doing that is comedian. Specifically, stand-up comedian was his kind of direct route, but there's other things falling in there. And he's actually had to do whatever it took to get him there. We'll see. He's got a book out. Maybe I'll read or listen to his book. Who knows? But that's my takeaway from these 10 minutes. So for me, I'm going to read you my convoluted one. The one that just goes, oh, it's complicated and it's restrictive. Is I want to empower creatives to live a confident, fulfilled, and financially secure life by making more from their craft. See, I can't even read it without trying to take the P out of it because it's just so, it's horrible. So simplified is objective. And I may have borrowed this from Jimmy, but hey, if it's good enough for Jimmy Carr, it's good enough for me. And actually it is what I want to do. It's about better lives for everyone for today and for tomorrow. My strategy, which actually, if you look on my website, I actually changed to this strap line at the top early last week, is creating better businesses for tomorrow. I read the wrong line. My strategy, creating better businesses for tomorrow. So that whole thing of what I'm doing is already there. It was already in my head. It's just being complicated. And the tactic is, how are you doing it? Creative business, mentor, and marketing strategist. So for Nat, objective, I don't know what your objective might be because only you can answer that. But from the outsider, it's helping mums have a tidy home, isn't it? It's helping mums feel like they're coping. It's helping mums feel on top of things. It's that big objective. And I'm only thinking of the children's toy boxes here, but so I know that. Strategy, using your craft, using your skills, using your knowledge. Tactics, building children's toy boxes. Okay, I've been very specific on only one product rather than the whole business, but you can see that the bit you actually do, the tactics, is right down at the bottom. It's the bit above it that then just opens up this world of opportunity. It gives you that clarity. It's your niche, it's your ideal customer, it's what you do, it's your doobie-doo. If anybody in the club has looked at make-believe marketing, and I think I've put up in my YouTube channel as well as a video before, doobie-doo is your purpose and the way that I see it, but it is your doobie-doo, but it's seeing it as an objective, strategy, and tactics. Yeah, I find it really interesting. Faye, oh, I love this. Let me put that up. Objective, strategy, tactic. That's so great. It makes much more sense. I'm writing bits for my website today, and it's made me rethink some of my wording, and it does. The strategy is likely to be something that's quite close to your tagline or to the strap line that you put. I mean, I say literally mine is what is on my website, which is quite funny. But it's a new one. It is one that I only realized anyway quite recently. So, but I'd actually worded it in my head as a you rather than a plural for businesses. So it has kind of been changed a little bit, but I'm waffling now. But yeah, simplify and stop trying to cram everything in. Your purpose and your planning isn't about the minute detail. Well, it is, but that's the tactics. The objective is broad. The strategy is just your objective is, what are you doing? Your strategy is, how are you going to do it in the broadest sense? I mean, Jimmy's is the one that I really like for that clarity of the make people laugh. Make them smile, make them feel better is what that encompasses. And how are you going to do that? You do that by doing your thing. That's your craft. The tactics are your craft. Your craft aren't necessarily your overall objective. Now, your objective can be extremely personal. It doesn't have to be where you're giving to the world. Your objective could be, do you know, I need to make money for my family. How am I going to do that? I'm going to start a business. And the tactics are your craft and what you do. But that's almost your internal one. So you can almost have an internal objective, strategy, and tactics, like what you need to do. And then the external one, it's the macro and the micro, isn't it? The external one is what you're putting out into the world. I like it. It's a bit of a wake-up call for me. I nearly didn't share that today. I'm hoping it resonates. I'm hoping it's worth it. It's still quite fresh in my head, as you can probably tell. It's literally 2 hours old, thereabouts. Now, see, I think my starting was wanting to do something for me, and what I like doing is making things and making other people smile. Exactly. So where I say you've got the internal and the external, you usually start with the internal. It starts that way, and then you realize what you're doing. It's your value. It's your. Do you know what I nearly was speaking about today? What I've written down here. Okay, this is what I was nearly going to talk about today. Let's put it in. Do you value what you do enough? Yes, you make or create something, you charge a price for it, but the joy, the smiles, the proof of love, you're helping somebody else show how much they love someone. The feelings, the memories, the experience. That's what you do. I hope you can read my writing. But that is actually what you do. And when you move from the internal to the external objective, strategy, and tactics, actually, this is the part that comes in. You started because you wanted to make X amount of pounds a month. That was your original objective. Still is your objective. And you balance these two going on. Of course you balance them. You need to have, you're not running your business. Maybe you are. Maybe you're running your business so you can donate to charity and you can give back. I don't know, but we have to run a business where we have bills to pay, we have lives to live, we want to be fulfilled. My original one of I empower creatives to live a confident, fulfilled, and financially secure life. You need to be financially secure. It's Maslow's hierarchy of needs, isn't it? We've got these things that we need to do. You've got to fulfill those needs at the bottom. Absolute priority. So it's okay to have the internal, your own objective, strategy, and tactics that you need from it. But your marketing is about those external objective, strategy, and tactics. And you might not know what they are straight away. I'm 8 years in. I've just tweaked this. Might be more than 8 years. Let's not go there. It has to start with you. That's where your business starts. Whether you need 500, 1,000 pound, 2,000, 10,000 pounds a month, who knows? That's your own personal objective. But the external objective, how you're going to do it, is super important. What do you stand for? What do you value? What's your purpose? Are you making sure that everything you use is sustainable and eco and green and helping keep our planet alive for another day for the next generation? What's that big overriding thing that impacts everything you do in your business? My reason for saying creating better businesses for tomorrow is because that idea of the idea is completely the wrong word. The fact that we have to be looking after our planet more, the fact that we have to make this a better place for future generations is really coming up into my awareness right now, and is something I'm paying a lot more attention to. It's much more about conscious consumerism. No, conscious consumers rather than consumerism. I've got my words all jumbled. Faye, I make memory bears. Objective on helping people keep their memories. Strategy, creating keepsakes from treasured clothing. Tactic, reselling special clothing into something that can be reloved. Yes. I would argue your objective isn't necessarily even that I'm helping families. You are keeping memories alive is your objective. It's even broader. The families bit is the tactics. It's further down. You're keeping memories alive. You're keeping, I don't know, all sorts. And I get the memory bear. I've got a memory bear just sat over there watching me. So yeah. It's really broad at the top. The objective is really, really broad. Think of it as the umbrella over the top. Renee, hello. I've noticed over the years that many people buy my flowers to remember loved ones. So I started out just making for fun, but now it's more meaning and value. It develops because you see the impact that you have. That value is there. Just because somebody, okay, the pen has come out. A pen, it's just a pen, isn't it? When you buy it, it's just a pen. But you know what? This pen could write, I don't know, it could be used by the next J.K. Rowling. It could be used by the next Shakespeare. It could be used by someone who writes something that goes on and has such an impact in the world. Or it could be used for somebody to sign a document that changes the world. A pen, the value in the pen of what it could do is actually immense when you think about it. And I've never thought about it in that way before, but it could be. A pen can literally change the world if your right person uses it to sign something with. Okay, probably not just a whatever one this is, but you understand my point that what you're aiming for, what you're doing in the world, you're putting into the world, that value you're putting out there is so much more than the actual product. Or those memories, they're precious, absolutely precious. You're keeping, I don't want to say keeping people alive, but it's those, yeah. I'm in a strange headspace, aren't I? Let's blame the fact we've just had a full moon. Faye, the more you talk, the more I thought of. The light bulb moments always get them listening to you. Haha, yay, I love that. I really like that. Faye, can I quote you on that, please? Please, I've got to quote you on that. That's amazing. Okay, I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to leave you to go think, but don't complicate. Believe it. So as I was writing mine this morning, as I was writing that, I mean, it's literally, here you go. I'm going to do it. If I do a screen share, I can show you that how I've written this. Oops, let me take that off the screen. So it's literally written like that. But as I was writing it, this bit here, my strategy, that's Katie who helped me actually reword it. So it was much more succinct. The strategy, I still was trying to overcomplicate it. I was trying to put craft in. I was trying to put uniqueness in. I was trying to put sustainability in. I was trying to be really, really specific. Get rid of all those specifics. They don't come in until this tactics. I mean, this tactics of the how I do this bit. Yes, I can list all my tactics under that. I'm going to have a website that provides information. I'm going to show up and do weekly lives. I'm going to run the Handcrafted Business Club and support everybody the best I can. I'm going to run courses. I'm going to help people plan for 2022 with Mission 22. Those are tactics. I'm going to use Facebook. I'm going to use YouTube. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the other. Those are your tactics. This is just about having that clarity. And these are the bits you come back to. These are the bits that are you fulfilling that objective with everything that you do? That extra task that you've just put on your to-do list that feels like a really important thing you need to do, is it actually helping you create better lives for everyone for today and tomorrow? Is it actually helping me create better businesses for tomorrow? If not, ditch it, delegate it, whatever. Thank you, Faye. You've put thank you. I can. So just that clarity, it's worth its weight in gold. And the reason it's worth its weight in gold is because it means that your marketing and your messaging that you put out there is so much clearer. It means you know who you're serving and why you're serving. It means you know what to say yes to. It means you know what to say no to. It means that you spot opportunities and you're open to them. It means that when you have this bigger objective and this bigger purpose, you're fired up and you want to do it and you want to get out there and you want to make an impact. As much as it starts with the internal, and yes, money can be a driver for a lot of people. It isn't a driver for everybody, and sometimes it's just a means to an end. But that's the harder one because it's personal. If you're out there helping other people, why would you not put yourself out there to go and do that? Why would you not show up when actually you're there helping people keep memories alive? Why would you not want to tell the world that that's what you do? I've got on my high horse now. I'm going to calm down. Told you, it's so much deeper and more important than it actually sounds. You're simplifying, but you get really passionate about what you're doing. What truly is important to you within your business? And can you write that down? I'm sure ultimately the heart of it is about better lives for everybody at the heart of everything. Whether it's because you're looking after the planet in the way that you do it, whether you're keeping memories alive, whether you're making people feel happy, whatever that is, it ultimately, I actually think that top objective of better lives for everyone is almost the starting point for us all. Because there's no way you don't want that. So how do you do that? Right. I'm going to leave you with that. If you would like more from me, I do have, and I want to remind you, and in fact, I've got to go find a link because I hadn't pulled my link up. I do have Mission 2022 happening on December the 7th. And that is really when you're going to get clear about your business. You're going to know exactly what you're doing next year. I mean, it's going to get down to the point where you're looking at where your products fit in throughout each week in the year. It's cool. It's a really good one to do. I've put the link in. It probably won't go everywhere because it'll be on my Facebook page and it'll be on YouTube. It won't make it to the group. I'll come and pop it in the group on its own. Have a look. I think it's going to be a great little's probably the wrong word, but it's only a couple of hours on the 7th of December to get you clear about what you're doing in 2022. And then I think it's the 11th of January. We're having a follow-up kickstart session to kick you into action to make sure you're fired up and what's that objective, isn't it? It's getting you clear about your objective, your strategy, and your tactics, and then the tactics digging in about how they're going to work throughout the year. So you know what you're doing, and you're fired up, and you're raring to go, and you're out there giving your amazing talents to the world to make the world a better place, because that's what it's all about. Okay, I'm off. I'm going to leave you to it. Have a really, really great week, whatever it is that you're up to. Appreciate that value that you really bring to the world, that objective. You're making people smile. You're making people feel better. You're giving people a way to show others how much that they're loved. I mean, you're literally giving the gift of love with the gifts that you're making that people are going to be giving at Christmas. That's amazing. Go on, go do more of it. Why wouldn't you want to? See you soon. Bye.